Yeah. Well,
On May 12, 2017, the world was held ransom by a worm. The WannaCry, also known as WannaCrypt attack, was a widespread ransomware worm which infected hundreds of thousands of Windows computers of several different iterations. If your computer was infected, you would receive a message telling you all your files were encrypted and could only be decrypted for a sum of $300 worth of Bitcoin. If you didn't pay in the first 3 days, it would double. After 7 days, your files would be permanently deleted. But in actuality, not even paying could save you. Of all the 327 victims who ended up paying this ransom, none had their files returned. This worm was able to spread on a number of Windows operating systems by using the Eternal Blue exploit, which uses the Windows server message block exploit to get into the computer. This worm works by truncating a list that is actually 32-bit long as if it were a 16-bit short. So when the code updates the new size of the list, the truncation can actually increase the list size, leading to an overflow. Now, with this overflow, the worm can execute its malicious code by changing 2 pointers to point to addresses in the hardware abstraction layer. These pointers then tell the next payload to be written there. This payload sets up the malicious shell, which encrypts the files and is a connection to the bad guys, telling your computer to execute this new malicious shell. In this way, the WannaCry attack was able to spread from computer to computer, network to network, infecting almost endlessly. Luckily, I wrote this totally out of order.
it's fine.
However, the outbreak was entirely avoidable. The Eternal Blue exploit, which was the core of this attack, was actually developed by the NSA, the National Security Administration. Instead of reporting this massive hole in the Windows security system to Microsoft, the NSA decided to use it for their own offensive purposes. In mid-March 2017, the NSA detected that their exploit might have been stolen and reported it to Microsoft, who quickly created a patch. Indeed, on April 14th, a hacker group known as the Shadow Brokers leaked this exploit, and by May 12th, less than a month later, WannaCry struck the world. Despite the patch having been available for nearly 2 months, many Windows systems were not up to date and were still vulnerable to this nefarious worm. Luckily, one man found a kill switch hard-coded into the first several iterations of WannaCry. Essentially, this kill switch checked if a certain website existed, a certain web domain was registered, and if it was, then it would stop spreading. This good man, who was smart and read the code, registered said website, which drastically slowed down the spread of WannaCry. With the time given by this slowed down spread, someone found that the prime numbers used to generate the encryption key by WannaCry were stored in the memory of the computer that they were infected on. This meant that as long as you hadn't cleared out the memory of your computer, you could theoretically find those prime numbers and reverse engineer the decryption key and get your files back. Indeed, this worked, and several tools were quickly created that would decrypt affected computers. By the time the attack subsided, 327 individuals had paid the ransom, equivalent to $130,000. But it got much worse. Damages were estimated to reach several hundred millions of dollars. In the coming months, the US, UK, and Australian governments would blame North Korea for this insidious attack. Ironically, their attack was made possible by those who were here to defend us. Thank you, and good night.